I switched my flashlight back on. The beam landed on the chain steel gate. Room 214 was empty. The shadow I have seen moments earlier had disappeared. The heavy chains remained locked. The oversized padlocks were untouched. I immediately raised my camera. This is room 214. The figure is gone. I slowly recorded everything. The empty room behind the gate. Nothing had moved. Nothing explained how the figure had vanished. I lowered my camera. I saw freshly molded footprint that caught my attention. Unlike the thick dust covering the corridor, these footprints were recent. Sealed down and not beside them. They are fresh. The footprints continued beyond room 214. I followed them. Within a few meters, the underground corridor changed completely. The old hotel walls disappeared. White ceramic tiles replaced them. Rust stains covered every surface. Broken fluorescent light hung from the ceiling. Large medical pipe round overhead. Wait a second. This isn't part of the hotel. My flashlight landed on a faded metal sign. I wiped away years of dust. Recovery wall. I looked further ahead. Another sign. Operating Theater 1. This entire underground level is a hospital. I continued following the footprints. An abandoned wheelchair laid upside down. Beside it stood a rusted medical trolley. Broken medical bottles remained scattered across the floor. The footprint continued ahead. I reached a pair of heavy steel doors. Above them was written Operating Theater 1. I slowly pushed the doors open. The hinge screamed of rusting metals. Inside stood an abandoned operating room, a rusted operating table. Beneath it, two massive surgical lights. Metal instrument trays surrounded it. Broken heart monitors leaned against one wall. Old oxygen cylinders remained scattered across the floor. Everything was frozen in time. I slowly walked around the room, recording everything. My flashlight stopped on the operating table. The dust has been disturbed. Fresh handprints. Someone had touched this table recently. These aren't old. Then I followed the motive footprint again. They continued through another doorway. I stepped into the next room. Rows of rusted hospital beds filled the wall. Most mattresses had rotten away. Patient curtains hung in pieces. Medical charts still rested at the foot of the several beds. I picked up the first file. The paper crumbled slightly. I opened it. There was no patient's name, only a number. Patient number 042. Age 29. Blood group O positive. Condition blank. Treatment blank. Final status removed. I frowned. I opened another file. Patient 061. Age 34. Blood group A negative. Final status removed. And another. Every file looked the same. No names, only numbers, blood group, and one final word. Removed. This doesn't look like a hotel record. At the end of the wall stood another locked room. The sign above it read Archives. The door wasn't locked, so I pushed it open. Inside, metal filling cabins covered every wall. Thousands of folders remained untouched. Doors covered everything. I opened the nearest cabinet. Patient's files, photograph, identity card, passport, hotel registration form. Date. There was no checkout date. Instead, the card carried a red stamp. The guest never left this hotel. I searched another cabinet. Inside were surgical schedule, operation date, blood compatibility chart, laboratory reports. Everything pointed to one horrifying conclusion. It wasn't an underground hospital. It was an illegal surgical facility hidden beneath the hotel. Then I found a payment ledger containing all transactions of the organs that has been invested in that hospital. Enormous amount. This shouldn't be. And suddenly, I heard a sound. A metal clang echoed somewhere deeper underground. I stood there recording while I slowly offed my camera lights. The footstep was getting closer and closer towards the archive room. I quietly placed all the files inside my backpack. I copied the payments ledger, collected several patient files, took the hotel registration card, and slowly backed into the door. The footstep got closer and closer, and eventually a shadow passed across the corridor outside. The figure stood there completely silent. Then I waited 20, 30 seconds, and when I finally heard no sound, I leaped. I ran through the staircase. As I was running, I felt a heavy footstep following in closely. I ran through I emerged back into the abandoned maintenance room and slammed the steel trapdoor shut and used the heavy storage cabinet back across it. Then I stood there, catching my breath. I brought out the files I have collected to be sure it was safe. Then I looked directly into the lens and said, "Level 4 is real." I immediately packed my bag and I left that hotel. Everyone thinks the hotel is haunted, but I am here with evidence to prove otherwise.